fight fans. This is Chris Boozman with your weekly Thursday night injection of boxing talk, updates, and all-out arguments. This is your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, brought to you by George Rogie Insurance. It is Thursday night, April the 24th, 2008. We are live from the Golden Leafs Captain's Lounge, 6:51 in Hobart, Indiana. Should I do all that crap over again, Timmy?
No, you picked it up on table, Mike.
That's good. That's good. That's always
good evening, and here we are. Well, Emilson Rapavinsky Kegaban, am I right? Mo, what's up with you today, man?
I always love it when the show starts and Timmy just, hey, I look over him, he's got that dumbfounded look like, what the hell's going on?
I know about the founded look.
You would think he would have worked all the bugs out there.
You would have thought that John Duncan wouldn't have turned the mic off when he handed it to you. That's the golden rule here. Never turn the mics off. So
golden rule is never let John Duncan do anything around you. You won't have anything to worry about.
Over to you.
Yeah, you keep angry golfer away from you and you're going to be all right. Timmy the producer Patterson, we just heard a solid hour of Tackling Dummies, newest sensation in football radio. Give me a quick synopsis. What is this show? You and marvelous Stephen Maravilla, for those of you that might have just tuned in.
Has made his triumphant return.
It is, well it's under its third name. But we are ready for some exciting things from Tackling Dummies. Tell us what that's all about.
Well, new website out there. It's called tacklingdummies.com. It is me and Steve putting on a football show, trying to talk about stuff that's not in the mainstream. I mean, you guys with the boxing show can hit the mainstream because boxing isn't covered as much, where media covers every little detail. I mean, there's NFL, the NFL channel, NFL Network, everything. I mean, there's so much football coverage that it's really hard to do a football show. So we're trying to hit stuff that's not being talked about. The draft's coming up this weekend. Everybody does their mock drafts. Nobody talks about trade scenarios when they do a mock draft. They just go down at the Kansas City's in the fifth spot. They pick who Kansas City's going to draft. Me and Steve are predicting that Oakland's going to trade out of the number 4 spot. So we talked about that. Nobody else talks about that stuff. They just say, well, Oakland's going to take this guy because they have a 4th round pick. They don't talk about those kind of scenarios. That's what we're going to try to bring you there.
So football from a
dummies.
From a dummies perspective? I didn't use that word.
Well,
you guys did.
We say dummies because we're not the
average guys.
We're average guys. We're above average fans. I mean, we watch a ton of football. We listen to radio shows. We're on the internet. 10 times more than an average football fan is as far as tracking stuff. So, I mean, we're above the average fan, but we're trying to give you a different perspective than your normal guys that just cover the show. Kind of like you guys do. You guys try to bring local stuff in. You try to bring up topics. You try to make it a little different than everybody else, and that's what we're trying to do.
Very, very good. And when you say we,
that's me.
You are included in the we.
Yes, I'm actually included in the we, which is kind of interesting.
And there's some we being played in the room, so we are just we be covered. Timmy the producer Patterson, how can our listeners get in touch with us tonight?
Hit us up on Yahoo Instant Messenger. Keyword is Bolo Punch Boxing Hour. The hotline's open. It's 219-743-9743. And as always, send us an email anytime at bolopunchboxinghour@yahoo.com.
Top of the 9 o'clock hour, we've got Ed Brophy, the CEO and president of the International Boxing Hall of Fame, Canastota, New York, in a live report straight from Canastota, actually. And we're going to be asking all kinds of questions involving the press conference that was earlier today. About 1 o'clock Eastern time, talking
about who's going to be there.
They announced the Grand Marshals. I don't want to take any thunder away from him, but you could go online right now and find out. So it's going to be longtime comedian Pat Cooper is double billing as co-Grand Marshal with Ed Jones, also known as Too Tall.
Yeah. Plus, you're talking about a lot of the actual fighters right now. Nowadays, fighters are going to be there. Recent fighters, not just past fighters. The guys that are getting in the ring right now.
Every year they get a few current champions and current contenders. This year they're actually devoting an entire night to the future of boxing that you and I and Jimmy Holmes will definitely be front and center for.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the Friday night. But before we get way talking into the Hall of Fame, there were a lot of great fights over the past weekend, and I want to talk about these are our boxing headlines. Right off the top, wanted American champion. The search for the next great heavyweight champion begins. A reality show is in the works right now, and it will be hitting airwaves on TV in September or October. They're looking for current college or pro football players and elite athletes that are interested in becoming the next big heavyweight champion, because they were actually talking. I read the entire article. It was on fightnews.com
That's where
this morning.
A lot of writers right nowadays are saying that the heavyweight fighters are going to. They're going to football, they're going to basketball instead of coming to boxing, because that's where the money is. In past days, the average size guy would either play baseball, and then the bigger guys would go boxing.
Yeah.
Those were the two big sports. Nowadays, we got so many sports that other sports are drawing more money than what boxing is. Unless you're at the very top elite level, you're not making the big money like Mayweather.
I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if I feel good about a reality show about the leftovers, which is pretty much what this is. I mean, is the Contender much different?
Yeah, but the thing
Fringe
is,
guys and former champions thrown together in a mix.
it's going to draw some bigger athletes into boxing, though. Now, boxing's become a small man sport, just like soccer. I mean, soccer's got all the small guys that can run around real quick, and that's basically what boxing is now. It's a speed sport, and the smaller guys are getting in there. It used to be the big man. Now it's the small guys that are making the sport.
I just wonder if this will actually work. Again, there's going to be a reality show called American Champion, where they are looking for the next big American heavyweight contender. They're going to pull from college football players. They're going to pull from retired former football players, elite athletes in all sports, and they're going to be looking for guys with big punches and big shoulders to go with the big punches.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Athletes are with that, basically.
Yeah. But if you're interested, if you are such a man and you would like to try out for the American Champion Tryout Camp, you can register at www.theamericanchampion.com, or you can call area code 949-760-3131. Paul Driscoll, I say you go ahead and call.
What channel is this going to be on, Chris?
What channel?
Yeah.
It's waiting to be picked up.
Oh, okay.
It has not been picked up yet. It's going to be September or October. You can also email the producers at boxing77, boxing77@aol.com. Next up on the docket, it is official. Top Rank Inc.'s the unbeaten Peterson brothers. Lamont and Anthony have now signed with Bob Arum and Top Rank Incorporated. That's called exposure, money, and more exposure.
Yeah, they were with a little bit smaller promoter beforehand. They stepped up and got the big name now. I don't know. See some guys around here, I don't know if they're going to end up doing the same thing. Noticed Boris Cloud was mentioned in Ring Magazine this month. I don't know.
It just happened to be live on our show last week. No problem there.
But
I'll take that.
You see that with a lot of the big names as they start building their record up a little bit. They find out that to get the big fights, they basically have to become with a bigger name promoter.
Yeah, I mean, these fighters can sit there all day and say, I don't want anything to do with Bob Arum, and I don't want anything to do with Don King. But you do need to get paid.
Yeah.
So,
Well, those
what
are
you
two
gonna do?
choices outside Golden Boy.
You're going to go to Oscar? You almost have to be Hispanic to go over to Oscar. I don't see too many non-Hispanic fighters even wanting to sign up with De La Hoya. Although they can get paid over there. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that.
You can get ranks.
Hopkins and Mosley are both over there.
Yeah.
But and they're definitely not Hispanic. But yeah, you can definitely get rankings since the promoter also owns the Ring Magazine.
You just have to beat Oscar, and then he'll pick you up.
And then he'll drink some Cazadores tequila and some Tecate.
And chase it with Tecate.
Joel Julio is going to be fighting Ishe Smith. Ishe Smith, where do I know that name from? Contender Season 1.
Dangerous fighter, actually.
Yes, he is, but Joel Julio is much more dangerous. But but you got to give it to Julio for not jumping back into the ring with a nobody. This is someone you know. You've heard of them. We've seen them fight. We know they've got. I mean, Ishe's got power in both hands. Is this a little bit too much of a uphill climb for?
It's kind of on the same stance as where it was before. He just kind of got surprised. Quintana, he didn't think he was going to be that good.
Neither did Paul Williams.
Exactly.
Quintana knows how to play the underdog game perfectly.
And then he actually fought to a draw after that. But, I mean, Julio's still got the technique to make it in this sport. He's a rising star. He's going to be there for a while still. I don't think that's going to hurt him. And I think Ishai Smith is just a stepping stone that he's going to need. And
You better step hard on that stepping stone.
Because it's a little dangerous fight, Ishai, depending on how he's been training for this fight. You know, sometimes he just shows up, sometimes he doesn't. He's a little bit like Nate Campbell.
Yeah.
Nate Campbell made it to the last game, didn't he?
He made it. He made it, and he did it. And he did what no one had done. He beats Juan the Baby Bull Diaz. Moving on up, Sam Peter has sent his thugs. It has been reported on FightNews.com that Sam Peter sent sort of a message over to former WBO heavyweight champion of the world, big man Shannon Briggs. Sam Peter says, I want to get you in the ring. But he did it by sending his thugs over to where Briggs trains.
Well, Briggs Sam Peter's already got a fight lined up, though.
I don't know why he would call someone out.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine a Sam Peter, Shannon Briggs fight, Tim? I mean, these are two enormous. I mean, Sam Peter's not a huge man. He's an extremely thick man. But Briggs is a human long.
Yeah, two big boys. That'd be a heck of a fight. I mean,
definitely both of them can swing.
Now, Briggs actually was in the news a couple weeks ago talking about fighting Bolo and
Carl Davis.
Carl Davis, two Chicago guys.
So Briggs might want some relative cush, even though there's no way I would call Carl Davis cush. And there's no way ever I would call Mike Malo cush.
Mike Malo would not be cush. I think he would be able to beat Carl Davis, though. Carl Davis has enough holes that I think he'll be able to beat him.
All I'm saying is, and before someone quotes me as saying that I just called Malo and Carl Davis cush, Shannon Briggs has been to the big dance more than once. He's been in with George Foreman. He's been in with the biggest names there are. That's all I'm saying.
Mike Malo hits hard.
He wants to come down to some guys that are obviously much smaller than him. Both of those guys are much smaller than him.
Yeah.
Carl Davis isn't much smaller than many people, but he's much smaller than Shannon Briggs.
Yeah.
And Malo's not a big heavyweight. He's a very big puncher, but he's not a big heavyweight.
Oh yeah, he actually develops, gets a lot of his power from just almost hopping up and hitting the guy.
Yeah. Oh, I love watching Malo fight though, man.
Hi, this is Carmen Basilio. Keep your hands up high, your ass off the floor, and keep moving.